even though they may live in another country. And they're good people. They love the Lord. And we've got to do something about it. And I don't know what the answer is other than speaking up and trying to get it. So I feel real happy that the ministry has being reported that they've started organizing, and they're going to try to do something about it. But it's criminal what our president and our leaders are allowing. We're the only superpower in the world. We have a moral obligation to do something to help these people. I mean, it's just pathetic. They're having to flee their homes because they're Christians. And it's something that we as a most powerful nation in the world could put a stop to most of it almost immediately if we would just do it. And we can't do it by sending airplanes over and bombing. And our military, all our good military people tell us the only way we're going to stop this business is having boots on the ground. Well, it's these good-hearted people, and I'm being critical and sarcastic, that don't want our boys going over there. Well, our boys are the ones that are volunteering and more than willing to go over there and protect these people and want to go. It's our leaders, like Obama, that probably never even was a Boy Scout, that are stopping us from doing something. So the only pressure we can put on anybody is through our Congress. Right now, for the next, I don't know, how many days is it, Mona?
Actually, I don't know. Marcia has that because she hoorays every time.
Yeah.
Obama's going to be replaced. I've forgotten how many
637 days.
There you go.
There we go. I meant to say Marcia, but both your names starts with M.
That's all right.
That's okay. I know I'm on your mind more frequently.
Well, all my children's names started with a J, and I could never get them straight, so don't feel bad about it. But it's just, can you just picture your own child being murdered? And what are we doing about it? Nothing. And so let's encourage our ministers, our representatives, to get it out there and encourage ourselves and our neighbors to raise Cain to get something done. And we need boots on the ground, I'm telling you. The only way to get clear up this stuff is war. And war is not great. War is not wonderful. But sometimes it has to be done. And this is a time to do it. Like one of the generals said, the only way to get rid of them being able to make an atomic bomb is to bomb them. And I believe you. So just keep up. Just don't give up the faith. And we need to get our neighbors to be thinking about these are, some abstract child being murdered someplace in another country. Think about it if it was your own child. We've got to be thinking that way. So that's basically all I had to say about it. It's just terrible that our president is so immoral.
Yeah, and isn't that the truth? Well, you know what? I think it's interesting that Carter went to Israel and they denied him. I think that's absolutely wonderful. He's not a friend of Israel. I don't know what he thought he was doing over there, but I think it's wonderful that they refused to see him. And I think that's the way it should be. He's not their friend. Why should they have to count out a president who doesn't like them? So I thought that was pretty neat. And then I also wanted to mention that there are ways that you can get on Facebook, and you can get all these people who are your representatives or some of these groups that are on. You can get on Facebook with them, and you can make these posts on Facebook, and they stay there for eternity. So you can register your complaints with some of your legislators and that kind of thing about the atrocities that are going on over there in the Middle East with these Christians. And also remember these prisoners, these Americans that are being held against their will. They're not there because they want to be. Pastor Saeed has been a prisoner for a long time. And I know the ACLJ, which is different from the ACLU, the ACLJ is trying to get Pastor Saeed freed as well as these other prisoners. And those people are over there, and they are being tortured daily. And the American Marine that's there, he's been tortured something fierce. And we have to remember that. But I want to tell you, Jesus is Lord. He is my Lord and my Savior and my Redeemer, and I know He's coming soon. And I know for those people who hear me and understand what I'm saying, if you have ears to hear, and eyes to see, and mouths to speak, you know what I'm saying. And I'm saying Jesus is coming soon. And you see all of this chaos, and you see all of this sheer hell on earth right now, because old Slewfoot knows his time is limited, and he's pulling as many in his web as he can get. And I'm preaching right now, but that's okay, because I am doing it. And I'm telling you, the only answer we have is, yes, boots on the ground, but bigger than that, is we have to have a resolute people. We have to have born-again Christians who understand the gravity of this situation and who understand that the pressure needs to be put on those in the military who would listen, who would understand with their minds and understand with their hearts that this is the war and it is soon here. And I personally believe that we are in World War III. It just hasn't been declared yet. Because you name a place and tell me that they don't have chaos going on. You just name a place. And I just tell you, name a place. There isn't one. Everybody right now is hot. Everybody is working on this chaos, and they're fostering it and feeding it. And you know what? It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then one day, Jesus is going to come. He's going to take us out of here. And I'll tell you what, if you think it's bad now, you just wait till every single one of those Christians is gone. And then you're going to find yourselves in a world of hurt. It's going to be absolutely horrendous. And then the other point I want to make, and I've just forgot it. Oh, well, that comes with age. But I'm here to tell you that America has got to be in this war, because we are the last of the moral police, and there are people in our country who actually do care what's happening to the Christians, who actually do care what's happening over there. And as Roland pointed out, what if it was your child? Well, they have such heinous things that they're doing to these people. Now, I call them demons in skin. That's all they are in my mind. They're just demons in skin. And they are absolutely shredding people alive. And they are harvesting their organs while they're alive so that they can sell them to the Saudis. And what the Saudis are doing with them, I have no idea. But I also understand that they are draining the Christians' blood so that they can wash their hands in that blood, so they feel that they are justified for Allah. Now, if that isn't evil, there is no excuse for what they're doing to be let run amok among the world. We have got to put the skids on this. And that's my little 2 cents for the whole thing. All right. Somebody, let me know what you think.
You wonder where all the world leaders are.
Yeah, you do.
Nobody, I keep saying Obama, but it's everywhere. None of them seem to be saying anything.
And it's the newspapers and our media not getting us the true story out there. And we all know that if it was something that was on the liberal side, that they'd be all over it. But no, this is something that has moral value, and so they're not even reporting it. It's that's what's sad. And You know, if you talk to half of your neighbors, you'll find that half of them don't even have any idea what's going on. They might have a snippet of an idea, but not much. So our media is to be blamed for so much, too.
That's true.
Well, what do you know, I'm sorry, Mary. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I agree with you, Roland. They have a chasing little rabbit, and so that you pay attention to this and you pay attention to that, but you don't pay attention to what the real story is, and the media is at fault for that. It's become journalist opinion. Yes, it's become an opinion rather than true news. I don't understand when journalists suddenly, instead of wanting facts, instead they want to put their opinion to promote their candidates, to promote their agenda, and that's not true journalism, and that's what we're seeing from the liberal media.
Well, what I have noticed, the two most frightening words that we have in this country that is associated with the media or the talking heads, as they now have become, are the words, I think. Because that's what they'll start off with. Well, I think, and then they'll go off on some kind of crazy tangent over here. They don't tell the truth. They just think they blow this stuff out and start singing this kumbaya. Well, if we just spread out love throughout the world, we don't have to worry about it. Well, this is beyond love. I love those people who are dying. I do not love the people who are killing them. I do not want to help out the people who are killing the innocents. I want to help out the ones that are dying, suffering, crying, begging, pleading. For God's sake, and I do mean God's sake, let's help them.
Yeah, and you can't love a snake, a rattlesnake. He'll bite you. And that's the way I feel about it. I mean, try not to hurt their feelings. I mean, they don't have feelings.
No, they have seared consciences and they have reprobate minds. And the Bible says that people with reprobate minds are past the point of no return. And I tell you what, I call them demons in skin for a reason. These are not human people anymore. They have sold their souls to the devil, and they are slicing open children as though it's just the most fun thing to do, kicking heads around, playing soccer with people's heads. I mean, when did this become the norm and all the world leaders just shut their mouths? When?
I know. That's the problem, too, is you can't get any joint, anything other than to sit around. Now they're in Vienna, talking to the Iranians again, and they're having, luxury lunches, but they're not doing anything except patting each other on the back and calling that traitor John Kerry our Secretary of State. I resent him even being called the Secretary of State. That they're negotiating for us and selling those people who are dying. They're absolutely selling the price of their souls for less than 20 cents, just for their own pleasure. It's disgusting.
Well, all of it's disgusting. And we're just going to have to leave that topic there for right now because we're going to take a break. And with this break comes our constitutional moment with Susan Snelling of CollegiumBibleInstitute.com, where individuals are being reintroduced to their God and their country. Enjoy this segment of the constitutional moment. You're going to really learn something. We'll be back after this break.
Hi, this is Susan Snelling with your constitutional moment. The Constitution tells us who we are as a people. Benjamin Franklin wrote to Joseph Galloway on February 18, 1774, I wish most sincerely that a constitution were formed for America, that we might know what we are and what we have, what our rights and what our duties, in the judgment of this country as well as in our own. Till such a constitution is settled, different sentiments will ever occasion misunderstandings. The document, the Constitution, is of great historical significance, and the founders began to understand their import in the creation of the great experiment of American republicanism. Speaking of himself in the second person, Gouverneur Morris said, "He came here as a representative of America. He flattered himself he came here in some degree as a representative of the whole human race. for the whole human race will be affected by the proceedings of this convention. What the framers of the Constitution wanted was to establish a federal government